Okay, I'm in. Sorry for that little delay because I'm trying to go here on TikTok to my right here. Uh, I'm in my studio, and as I'm in my studio, I guess I'm about 10 minutes. I'd like to get more time in here because I got stuff to get more time, but then when I try to go in, there's not more time. But the reality is, we're here. I put this on blur. I like backgrounds here in my Riverside studio, but it seems like when I share pages, it goes away. And I'm hoping that if it doesn't, when I share these pages, if it stays in blur, I'm good. Just don't want to see you guys to really see the background. Just my privacy. That's why I'd rather keep the other one there, but I don't like the fact that this doesn't stay. Riverside, I don't like this. I'm gonna put it on my video. I don't like this. And whatever, that's my fault. And I'm open to learn more. But anyways, welcome my people over here on TikTok and on Riverside. So what we're doing. I tried to do this already. This is my second recording. As I'm going in on this one's called AI, right? The Demiurge and the simulation. So I'm really going in on this to the point of the other videos pre-selected this before. I mean, the videos before really set this up. Like I always say, that's what I do here. I'm trying to adjust this one to be a little different, trying to get it another look. Maybe that's better. I'm trying to even see. Can't see that really good on the background. I got a green screen on that one. But anyways, without further ado, let's get to the point. This is part one. Okay. You're not going to see on TikTok, you definitely in 10 minutes, you're not going to see what I'm sharing on my YouTube channel, which I usually do upload here. But the aspect of this is definitely different. So I tried to do this already. And somehow it flickered and went off. And then the next thing I know, I'm still recording. I get it straight and I look and my light's not on. I go, I'm not being heard. So I deleted that. Totally deleted that. Got off that. Totally deleted that. It's funny that we start talking about AI and then it messes up. Was it messing with me? Is it programmed enough to even try to get back at you when you're talking about it openly on its own platform? AI. But that don't stop me, AI. I'm relentless. Real ones are. But anyways, let's get into the share. Let's go ahead and get in this. This will probably be, this will be part one of this. Definitely part one. We're going to share etymology first. I'll be even more a little bit descriptive here with this. And the first word we're looking up in the etymon line. If you go online, you can find etymon line. Etymology is the origination of words, where they originally came from and what the original meaning is. And sometimes we share here and find out. What do we find out when we share here? That words have more than one meaning, and what we're told the meaning is a lot of times isn't, and we're hijacking ourselves because we're speaking negativity on ourselves by not knowing the language, and we're purposely not taught etymology. Even into the higher educations don't teach etymology, because if they did, a lot of okie doke would be gone. They couldn't just lead you through the nose like they do, and you follow gratefully with a smile, not knowing you're being led to every aspect of what goes on here. But anyways, so we have this word etymology, right? It's powerful. We have etymology. So let's look what so I'm doing AI, artificial intelligence. Notice what artificial is. Not natural, not spontaneous, meaning it's not organic, and it has no sentience because it doesn't know how to be spontaneous. It doesn't know how to shift gears. It doesn't know how to be led by having a soul. It's not sentience. It doesn't have a sentience aspect to it. It's all It's a mechanical aspect of it. It's maintenance. It's mechanics. It's a machine. Pink Floyd has a song, Welcome to the Machine. It's a matrix. It's mechanical. It's a device, which, man, we start looking back at this and we start seeing that how the Gnostics called this layout of this world. And we're like, man, this fits right into now, right? This really does fit right into now. So just think about that. So it's not natural, not spontaneous. Artificials are belonging to art. And I thought about this first knowing this when I said art. It has a connection to art. It's artificial, but it's not natural or spontaneous. But I know people with that skill of art master it. They can act, they're skillful, they're masters of art. They can sculpt, they can paint, they can draw, right? And they're very good. They can take markers and draw beautiful things. I mean, I got a granddaughter that's totally anime. It's not even 10 yet. She's really, really talented at her art, at her anime, at her art. So when we look at this, it says the meaning is, they used to call artificial day part of the day from sunrise to sunset, which really kills me. And what I mean by kills me is, why would you call that an artificial day? Why would you call it an artificial day? Why would that be an artificial day? Something that that's a half a day. From sun up, right? It says from sunset to, where's it at? From sunrise to sunset, as opposed to natural day of 24 hours. So they're saying the half a day made by man, meaning made by man, artificial, contrived by human skill and labor. The word applied to anything made of limitations, which definitely is a mindset. Limitations is actually speaking negative in lack to you. Lack, not being creative, lack. Speaking lack to you. You're lacking, you're a lackey. Your abundance isn't flowing. And abundance isn't just money. It can be money. I'm not saying it's not part of it, but it's also wisdom, knowledge within, not just that outward process. And if you watch my channels, we talk about having that inner, not the gnosis. Gnosis means that which is given from another space. Your intuition is not accompanied in logic. A logic is not the foundation of intuition or revelation or gnosis. It comes from a different realm from within. Notice that. So substitute, limitation, substitute, unnatural, fictitious, not real, artificial insemination. Artificial insemination has been around since 1894. And this is what they would do with even that. When you start looking at it, you start wondering why they can impregnate cattle without a bull, right? Without a male counterpart, and get the feminine aspect impregnated by artificial insemination. Now we call it saving eggs. So they're doing the same thing to humans as they do to livestock. Like I said, you go to the school board meeting in 1907, and you start seeing that they were wanting you to be. They were really putting us, the humans, by the school system, the Rockefeller school system, 1907 school board, as animal husbandry, cattle, artificial insemination. Now we got women saving eggs, it's not connected to the natural aspect of how you produce children, saving sperm, saving eggs, and let's inseminate them. So let's move forward. Think about that. So that's 1894. And we're closing out on TikTok. Thank you, TikTok. I thought I had more time because things have popped up where I can go longer. Well, why can't I go longer now? Let me not posting that yet. But anyways, back to you guys. I just wanted to run the TikTok first. But intelligence. So we looked up the word artificial and we've seen what it is. So if it's not real and not spontaneous and not organic, and you put intelligent with it, it would be not organic and unspontaneous intelligence, fake intelligence. The highest intelligence means the highest faculty of the mind, capacity for comprehending general truths, faculty of understanding, comprehension, right? And knowledge, power of discerning, which to me would be which discerning goes into higher states of intuition within, not accompanied by the other side of the brain, not connected to the logic. Discerning. So think of meaning to pick up words, meaning superior understanding, quality of intellect, even into spies, and of course we have the spies and the intelligence services that are definitely connected to some other things, right? Yeah. And the intelligence community, intel. That's where you get that's why you'd have CIA, FBI, Mossad, all the other having what we call intelligence, which really is just intel of spying, warfare, everything from the lower realms of man to keep division to, that's what this is about, the Demiurge. So you have the AI, it's an intelligence, right? They're saying it's an intelligence that I'm going to stop the share on this one. And of course, my blur even went away with this, but not surprised. So we can see the flow of this is really setting the stage for AI now, where most people think this, especially younger folks, but not all of them. I'm not going to put everybody in a box. Are looking at situations and way things are going to determine how we're going in history. They made movies in the past telling you what this stuff will lead to. Westworld, go back. This is the first one, I believe, and I could be wrong. There could be older ones, but Westworld told about a reality where in the Western things where the robots or the AI turned on the people that were programming. I just did a video about Silicon Valley showing the AI and some of the people there admitting that it's out of control and they don't know what's behind it, where the programmers are going, we didn't program for this to make this adjustment that it made on itself to do this. We didn't, that's not in the program. This should not have happened. Why did this happen? How did this happen? Where it's actually going out of control and expanding, just like some of the Schwarzenegger's movies, some of the other movies that we've seen afterwards, Westworld. The movies aren't rolling off my tongue at this second of what they're called. If I said it, you go, oh yeah, where the computers tried to take over and then they ended up trying to destroy humanity or fight humanity or turned on their programming, turned on their so-called masters, right? And then they end up expanding and end up going to war or attacking different people, different folks, different things, right? We've seen this. There's been multiple movies even telling you this would happen, and they don't tell you this would happen. This is where I really think that we need to wake up. This AI, this intelligence, this technology is not new. It's revisited at a later time, but really nothing's linear. History is not linear. So what am I saying? It's not new. The pyramids and all this technology. technology has been around a long time. It's ancient. Just revisited at this time. But remember, time's not linear. This is where you start looking at things that we're going to get into in a second when I share the screen. We went in AI. It's artificial. No sentience, not original. Fake. No origination from the original, not the original creation, and it has no spontaneous, which tell me no soul, no sentience, no emotions, soulless. So what'd you say? I said it's soulless. What? Oh, it's very soulless. They'll fake the funk when a bunch of them are Hylics in the story. A bunch of them have created it, maybe soulless. Remember, George Carlin said, "You're not in the club." We think the newest creations are what we get now. You get the crumbs off the master's table. Watch this. Another share. I must share. And why I have to say this has been on my mind for a while. And you go, why? Why is this on your mind? Because the scriptures started coming to my mind from the canonized version, Matthew 12:40, Matthew 24:37 through 39. And it tells you that there's a repeating process that keeps happening. It says, like in the days of Noah and Jonah will be the Son of Man, meaning these two periods that they time marked, right? And when you look at the two periods, what was going on, drinking, marriage, sex, homosexuality, all these things that are so-called behaviors have multiplied in these last days, in these last times before the swallowing of the belly of the whale and before the flood and the coming of the Son of Man in this context. And I'm looking at this in the fact of artificial intelligence. I'm looking at this in the fact of history always repeats itself. And I'm going to share that on this will follow what I'm doing now. But notice this, even the Bible is a marker to tell you that this revisitation, which is another revisitation of the Son of Man, is likened to Jonah and Noah. Why is it likened to Jonah and Noah? Why do these things happen again? Unless they're time marks of simulations, that things just keep repeating in the simulation and nothing changes. Hear what I'm saying? Nothing changes. It does it again. Come back, Jack, do it again. It just does it again. One more time, does it again. Liken into the days of this one, like into the days of this one. So shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. In his days, it will be the same thing, the same marker. Why is this is to me another thing? Is this a program running? Because, when I look at this, I would look at, if you wake up and realize your mistake, you don't do the same mistake again. Unless the leading in this is leading you to the same mistake. So, describes the days before the flood. The people were living their lives normally, unaware of the judgment, used as an analogy of the time, the return of Jesus, used as an analogy. Notice it says that. Used as an analogy. Let me go back. I don't want that. Let me stop that share. I guess it's okay here. And you see it, and it's also used in Noah here, the Son of Man, the activities. And the activities are drinking and, like I said, drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, repeating these same things over and over, partying it up. Homosexuality is mentioned, effeminate. I think it even says it in the Gospels about in those same days it will be, I forget which letters it talks about, they'll be effeminate. There'll be da 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 da. All these things happen, but they've happened before. One more time, the markers, they happened before. Then we'll blame it on, well, the humans just don't learn. But the humans are not the leaders. The humans are followers, because we seen in the 1907 school board, and this ain't the first time. If it's in the 1907 school board, so was it in the days of so-and-so, some other leader who did the same thing. Notice this follows suit. Notice these things start following suit. This brings forth this. This brings forth this. This brings forth this. Make sense? Just like we know there's 16 saviors that have the same son story as Jesus in the story. He ain't the first son God. Those who are awakened know this. He's not. Now, I'm not putting it down. He's not the Demiurge. Definitely not the Demiurge in the story, especially in the Gnostic Gospels, and even in the canonized version. He even tells them who are of that, you're of your father, the devil. He even calls out a certain group of people and says, woe unto them, meaning judgment unto you. And he says specifically these groups of people, lawyers, judges, religious sect, not sex, sects, SECTs, different religious sects, Sadducees, Pharisees, and there's more than that, probably some smaller ones that believed in different things. That had different concepts of their beliefs religiously, and there was definitely other religions in this. The Romans were definitely Mithraism for years. Their soldiers were in secret societies of Mithraism. The Roman Catholic Church is from Rome. It had its head in all this stuff. The okey doke is that people follow and don't get knowledge. So, but what I'm looking at is that when I look at artificial intelligence, the AI, and the simulation, the Demiurge, my question now is starting to be, is the Demiurge really an AI program, an AI, or the programmer of AI, or the programmer of AI? Cutting some of this out. All right, we're at the 23. I'm just telling you, when you start blocking this in, I'm telling you, the Gnostics 2,000 years ago, and I know this is a Hinduism called the reality Maya, meaning it was a reality of illusion. Illusion means not real. Doesn't mean that it doesn't appear real, or there's an aspect of it that seems real. That table seems solid, but we know in the states of energy, this is all energy. It appears to be solid, but it's not. It's energy, and it's moving. When you could see from your naked eye. So you might say, well, what are you saying? I'm saying that the perspective of seeing and hearing, which is I believe in the Old Testament with the parables. I will speak to you through dark sayings and parables, meaning I'm not going to tell you the straight answer, because I'm going to tell you this in mysteries that you need to decode, because you'll need to know the keys in decoding, which means you got to go to a mystery school to get it, because we're trying to keep it away from either the powers that be, or the powers that be get the information and keep it away from the masses. Either way, they're keeping it away. The good thing would be keeping it away from the powers that be, and those usually are what we call the good guys. Now, when the government does it and them in power do it to keep it away from the masses, it's always connected to Demiurge stuff, or deception and power by them that are in the situation to have this power and knowledge. And then they give us something and we eat it like it's chicken soup and it's poison crap. It's not true knowledge. This is the awakening where you all start seeing. You start seeing that government, actually, the word government in etymology means mind control. How? Govern. The first part of the word means control. It does. Etymology. Don't fake the funk on a nasty dunk. Govern. Control. Ment means mental or mind. So it means control mind, which is mind control, because many languages are written backwards to us in the West, who go left to right. When they go right to left, you just reverse the word. That's why you'll even see me not say something straightforward as a word and then turn around and say, decode it or reverse engineer it. You'll know what I'm saying. Why I'm doing that is I'm teaching some of the people to start learning to decode by hearing something by pattern recognition. You know to go, since time's not linear, you can go reverse or forward, because reverse, your past is your forward, is your history. Your past is your future. That's why, so in the days of Noah, considered history, so in the Son of Man, because the past now becomes the future, because nothing's linear. That's where you get time starts to be the illusion. But my question is, if we're living in a curriculum, or which even science is saying now that we're living in a simulation theory, that the holographic reality, and that will be my next series, we're going to get into the holographic mirroring reality that we have found out we live in, which is biblical, which was ancient writings, even other, because I don't esteem Bible, Western Christianity, or the Abrahamic faith, Abrahamic stuff, which, I'll break that down. I have no problem telling you stuff, but most of it's copies of things before it. It's all of it is. It's nothing original, but it's to decode, and it's very powerful in decoding what's happening now, because it's all about decoding, because everything's in a code. Even in our holographic reality, mirrored reality, the emanations, when we go into hypnosis, think about the emanations come from the pleroma and the monad. That's the mirroring factor that I'm talking about. We'll put that will go into another video. But think about this. Why are things repeating? But if the humans were in their conscious mindset, they may stop it and say, no, the program's not being run no more. We reverse engineered that and we took our power back. And as we understand and we see more and more and read and see more and more why things are done, there is a fear of the masses that they would wake up to who they are. And I've even heard by many of them saying, if the masses knew who they are, they would banish us. They would totally banish us. Yeah, did you hear what I just said? They would totally banish us, which is a fear factor in itself. That's why you take time operating in fear and pushing a fear agenda and then trying to cover up your karma by some good works after you cause the problem. Then you want to sit up there and act like you're the salvation of the problem, right? But anyways, back into the AI, the Demiurge. Is the Demiurge a program, an AI program, or programmer in himself? And the archons are the programs, because many times people call them mind parasites. They get into your mind and start putting thoughts and negativity through the programs that they run of the continuous thoughts. We have as human beings multi-thousands of thoughts every day. The thoughts are not seen. The thoughts are not felt. The thoughts are not physical. What is? It's energy, right? Even the thoughts, even our thinking is not literal. It's not, it doesn't go there. Think about it, So here we've seen that the scriptures keep telling us that things repeat and repeat. That so in the days of the past will be so in the days of the future. You'll see alignment. And I'm running, is it a program and we're not learning from the program, or the programmers keep aligning it so that the program does come back? And I tend to believe what I just said as being the awakened ones. There's always awakened ones through, I believe, all of this that end up going, we see, we have an ear to hear. We hear the parable. We understand that it's an allegory. We understand that there's gnosis, that we get divine connection, and we don't need a hierarchy of religion and polytricks to run the game on us, that we can go straight to the source because we are the source even more than they are the source. But they fake the funk. And their dunk's not nasty, but it is vicious. Hear what I said? It's not nasty, but it is vicious. All I have to say is wars and rumors of wars and the destruction of humans. I say that it should sing the song and dance the dance. What I'm talking about, that's reading the codes. This is part one. We're finishing up part one. Part two, I'm going to get into definitely two more aspects of this that I'm going to bring out. Not scriptures, but historical things that have been said, even in a lot of our mythical stories that have been trying to really tell us hidden. There was truths there that we needed to see that wasn't really about the story. It was the truth within the story, but you had to understand that on a level to get the information from it. Because if you don't match it frequency and don't know the codes, you don't get the message, and you'll take it a certain way that it's not. And it will be a programmed way, which is designed for you just to get on the program and keep following. Like I said, 1907 school board meeting told you this. Then we're finding out, I found out 1915 medicine is when all the medicine changed. And the fellows involved are the same fellows involved in both. Yeah, that one certain Western United States family that's an elite family, and they made the riches on petroleum. Yeah. Decode that one. It's not hard. But we're going another way. This was part one of the Demiurge, AI, Demiurge, and the simulation. You guys have a great day.